everybody. What's happening? I'm trying to get my C harp working. I'll share a little trick with you here. I'm just waiting. I'm here a little early. Little 91% alcohol, right? Isopropyl alcohol. Spray it in there and then just blow and bend and do anything you can to get that alcohol in the reed. There it goes, right? Plah! Not good for somebody quitting drinking initially, but hey, James, you made it. You made it home, bro. All right. Hey everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Here a couple of minutes early. I'm going to get to all of the questions, even if it takes us a couple of hours, right? We're going to be here for a while. Just so you guys know, I'm going to answer the Patreon questions first. So a bunch of my Patreon patrons have submitted their questions, and I'm going to go through those first. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes and let people get in here, and we'll start, around like in the next 10 minutes or so, we'll start getting the questions, right? We'll let everybody trickle in. Right now, I'll answer some of the questions that are there, right? And then that way we'll get through it. So Funked Out Ed, welcome. Thanks for being here early. He said, I'm not sure if many R&B songs have key changes. I know many rock, pop, jazz compositions do. Can you navigate a key change on a diatonic harmonica? Great question. Yes, you can, even in most cases without even being able to overblow. The best thing to do is to learn what the first note of the chord is, the third of that chord, and the fifth. So if you can figure that out, you can pretty easily change keys. Another way to look at it, Funked Out Ed, is what position is that key change in? So if, like, say you're in third position, right? And then the band goes to modulates to the four. They don't go to the four chord. They modulate to the four. You could then treat that as a key change and play it in second position. So I'll be on the one chord. And then James Brown would say, take it to the bridge. Right here. Are you ready? Here we go. Back to one. So I just changed keys. I went from playing in D to playing in G. Or I looked at it in this particular case as going from third position to second position. So you could do the same thing with any of the 12 positions on the harmonica. Of course, in order to be able to do it in any circumstance, you would need to learn all 12. But the good news is, Funked Out Ed, most of the time it goes somewhere pretty normal. Sometimes it goes a half step up. So if I'm in cross, sometimes it'll go. Now that's hard. So I don't even know what position that is, but all I would have to do is learn the root, the third, and the fifth, and I could solo just using those 3 notes. Right? I think that's the root. Let's see. Let's see. 1 would be 3 double bend. 3, oh no, that wouldn't be 3. Let's see. 1, 2, there's 3 is 4, and then it would be like that's why I don't believe this to be a fully chromatic instrument, even though you can play it fully chromatically. Okay, that's a great question. So in that case, if it did go a half step up, I would switch harps. Me personally, I would switch harps. But I don't have to do that very often. Most of the time, I can get away with playing a whole song, even that has a few chord changes on one harmonica. Here's the other thing, Ed. So even if you don't know what position it is or whatever, music is amazing in that so much of it relates to itself and each other. Like every note is a half step away from being the right note. So if you can just find one note that works, you can just get really rhythmic with it. Like say the first note. There's a root, right? And it's going to solo. It's going to go a half step up. And then I could just go and just hit that note. I'm hitting a key change back to 1. Right? So I could just take the one note that I know works and do rhythmic stuff with it. There's the starting. Haven't changed yet. I'm getting ready to key change. Here. Right? So just find that one note. If you can learn other notes in the chord or figure out what position that's in, then you can really fly. But yeah, I change keys all the time. Even on a blues, I treat a chord change as a key change. So sometimes I'll be playing just blues in cross harp, and then we go to the 4, and I treat the 4 chord as if I changed keys and take that same scale and I'll solo as if we're in C minor or C major, whichever, but I'll treat it like first position, or I'll treat it like the key of C. Do the same thing on the 5 chord. Right? So I'm just kind of thinking as if we're changing keys, even when we change chords. So that's a lot like arpeggiating. Okay. All right. A couple more minutes. Let me answer these before I go to the Patreon guys. First, hola, Jason. Hola, que paso? What's up, baby? Thank you and Joe for a great album. I continue listening to it on repeat for another week. Thank you, my man. Which album/artists are inspiring you the most at this time? Right now, I've been listening to, this past week, I've been really digging on Oscar Peterson. So I've gone back to that piano player. I'm really loving the way that he plays blues in a kind of very extreme jazz way, but they're really just regular 1, 4, 5, 12 bar changes. He's killing it. All right. Oh my God. Look at all these questions. All right. So let's see. A couple more minutes before I go to Patreon. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Good day. Jace, my man, I do like your haircut. Hey, Jason, I had no idea when it would start with that Central America time. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Central United States, New Orleans, Chicago, that kind of thing. Hi, Jason from Toronto. I love the cat lamps on the shelf behind you. Thank you. When you're spending time with Jean Maman Chikavov. I'm sorry, bro. I can't. I'm sorry. I got your name wrong. When you're spending time with harmonica without purpose of learning, practicing, or preparing to a gig, what would you play just to have fun and spend time? Oh, probably like some train. Some Louisiana music, a lot of tongue block stuff like that. Just what I think the harmonica does best. Hey, what's up, Tim Branducci? All right, let me see. Okay, a couple more questions, and then we'll go to Patreon. All right. Hey, Winslow, Weed at and all that. Hello from Gringo in Honduras. I'm the Gringo. Oh, you're the Gringo in Honduras. Retired with my harmonica, whiskey, and cigar. My man. Yeah, man. Got some good Honduran cigars down there. Rocky Patel, Oscar Valadares. I think there's a couple of companies that are working out of Honduras now. Good volcanic soil down there. Heard you on the radio the other day. That's what's up. Yeah, bigger jazz style. Thanks, Colin. I'm working on it. What's happening, buddy? Hey, Pete G, what's happening, baby? Is there any sound effects that you can make out of your harmonica? Yeah, a lot of different sound effects, CK or Jace. That's going to go into a Patreon question in a minute. That's that jaw vibrato I really like. Okay, let me go over to Patreon and start with these questions first. There's not too many, so I'll be right back to answering the questions you asked on the screen. Just be patient. It's going to take me a while. I'm long-winded. Lynn Wintercorn from Patreon asked, yay, looking forward to it. Question for the show. What is your favorite special technique? For example, trills, ghost chords, arpeggios, etc. Okay, she said, oops, didn't finish. And which technique was easiest and hardest for you to master? Okay, let's talk about that. So the first one I was just going over with one of my students, which is that jaw vibrato, the pitch vibrato. That jaw vibrato is one of my favorite techniques, and it speaks to the reason, it speaks to what was hardest for me to master and is still hard, and I'm still haven't mastered it, which is just bending in tune, especially at speed. Okay, but even slow is hard too, because then you're on the note for longer. So I think it's harder than overblowing. I don't think it's harder to learn to bend than it is to overblow, but I think it's harder to bend in tune well than it is to overblow. Because once you learn to overblow, it's not too hard to push the note into pitch. But bending, on the other hand, like I used to get really nervous playing Summertime in third position. I was just talking about this with a student. That note, that three double bend, used to scare me. So I would put a little of that jaw vibrato on it to cover it up. Right? And it gave me actually a lot of confidence because I could kind of find the note. and then kind of, cover it up with some, a little sharp, a little flat. So I'm somewhere around the note, I'm a little sharp and I'm a little flat at all times. It's like melodic swing or something. And it actually doing that taught me where the note was. So later I got more confident because I could hit it like with that technique. I got more confident and could go and hit it right in tune without doing the technique. But I really like that jaw vibrato thing. I also like to add vibrato after I hit a note. I get personally, just me, my ears get tired listening to harmonica players that constantly play vibrato. Like every note is right. I want to, you guys know my favorite, or one of my very favorite harmonica players of all time, with Pat Ramsey. And Pat would apply the vibrato after the note. And even slow it down at the end. Like that. He did it better than that. And Lee Oscar does a little of that too. And I like, it's very easy to do with the jaw vibrato. And slow it down because it's a movement of my jaw instead of my breath. It's a little easier to control. So that's Lynn Winterkorn. That's my favorite technique. And bending was the hardest thing to learn, bending in tune. Hello, Jason. Thank you for your time. This is from Thomas Koch. When you play / practice a harmonica in a different key other than C, do you think in the actual key, absolute pitches, or just in position? Greetings from Germany. Okay, Thomas, greetings from New Orleans. And to answer your question, honestly, mostly I just think in the position. Okay. But the last 10 years, especially since I've been teaching, I'm learning to not do that. So I'm learning to actually think in the key or in the chords. Okay. So what notes are in this chord? And then the overall position that I'm playing in has been starting to dissolve. So this brings up a good question. Like Winslow's here, right? And he'll really understand this too, and Howard. But there is this great harmonica player from the San Francisco area named Michael Peliquin, who used to come to spas all the time. He's a very accomplished session musician, saxophone and harmonica. And I used to ask him often, hey, what position are you playing in? And he would kind of jokingly say, I'm standing up, or I'm sitting down. Now, I used to make me really mad that he wouldn't tell me the position, but as I started playing music more and getting into music and studying chords and stuff, I realized that he was only kind of joking, because he might have a position that he started in or that he selected that he thought would be good for every chord. But the reality is there's chords that come up when I'm playing a jazz tune or something. I have no idea what position I'm in on that chord. Okay. I'm just playing the root, the third, and the fifth, and the seventh of that chord, or a scale, or a combination of those two things. So going back to Thomas Koch's question, yeah, I'm just now really starting to think in the actual key, absolute pitches of the music or of the chord that I'm in. So that's starting to happen to me now, where the position is starting to become almost irrelevant. But I'm not there yet. I'm just on a journey like all of you guys. Okay, right. Do you have, Scott Esperanza asked, do you have any favorite high-end riffs or runs you can share with us? Yeah, I do. So the major pentatonic and the Mixolydian mode are really easy to play in the top octave because you don't have to bend any notes to get there, right? Or overblow or overdraw. So you'll hear me do a lot of trill and glissando stuff. So there's a major pentatonic scale. So you'll hear me do stuff like, and even some pedal point stuff. Right. So, because that's so easy, right? You can just kind of do all these little two-note glisses. If you speed that up, but slow, it's just two notes: 7 draw, 6 draw, 7 draw, 6 draw. But fast, and then you just move up to the next hole and do the same thing. And try to keep the scale somewhat intact. I don't do the ones that I have to shift direction in air. Because I don't like the sound of the shifting direction, so I just skip over it. Adds a nice element of surprise to the listener. They don't know that I'm not going up and down the scale. They just know that there's a nice note that sounds good. So I'll do that. I'll also do all that stuff too in Mixolydian. And Popper uses all that stuff up there really great with that. Right? You can, because you can just play all the draw notes and all the blow notes. And you can do them anywhere. Right? All the way up and down the harp, right? But especially in that top end, it's really almost tuned perfectly in second position. It is tuned perfectly in second position to play Mixolydian. So with a little bit of refinement, you can play major pentatonic just by avoiding the 9 draw and the 7 blow. And then if you want to get wild, you add in those other notes. Right? And I'm just kind of noodling around up there, right? A lot of cool stuff to do up there. So those are my favorite high-end riffs. Scott, if you're here, last Patreon question. Can't make it to the live show, but here's a question. Well, hopefully you can tune in later. I've been working on your Zydeco lesson from last August and wonder which accordion players do you like to listen to and which Zydeco musicians in general? Wow, what a great question. So I'm ashamed to say I don't know too many of them, right? But Buckwheat Zydeco, right? That was one of the first guys my mom ever brought me to see. And me and my wife back when he was alive used to go see his shows all the time because we love dancing to Zydeco music. But Rosie Ledette, there's so many great Zydeco players around here. I'm ashamed to say I don't know the names of all the great accordion guys. But yeah, that's a really fun lesson. If you guys don't know it, check it out. It's a lesson using mostly all the major pentatonic scale and kind of trying to incorporate some accordion type of ideas. There's actually a couple of other good lessons. I wish I could remember the names of the player. There's a guy, I think from Amsterdam, who does a lesson on a boat, on one of those Amsterdam canal boats, right? And it's a really good Zydeco lesson. All right. Okay, let me get to the questions here and where I left off. All right. There's the gringo in Honduras. All right. I am, Pete Gercondo asked if I'm working on any new CDs. Pete G. Yeah, baby. I am. I'm not currently in the studio, but we're figuring out when I'm going to go into the studio for a third JJ Appleton CD. Jace asked, is there any sound effect that you can make out of your... Oh, I answered that one. Hey, Hank. What's up, Hank Shreve? Yeah, celebrities. Winslow's here too, Hank. All right. Ultimate Thief asked, Jason, can you somewhere do a video to teach the riff from Tryptophan Pterodactyl? Please. I'm totally in love with that stuff. Thanks, man. That's a Todd Edmonds song. And, I'll tell you why I'm not going to do it. And I'm sorry, first of all. But here's the reason I'm not. YouTube flags my own music and they demonetize my videos, and it puts my channel in jeopardy every time I have to fight YouTube over whether or not the video should be there. Now, even when it's my music, okay, I will still 99% of the time lose that battle with YouTube. Every time I lose a battle over copyright, this is why I haven't done Canned Heat videos and Little Walter videos and stuff like that, where I actually play the record and then show the lick. Okay. Every time I lose that, my channel is that much closer to being deleted. 16 years of this channel and all of these videos, it's not worth it for me right now. It's called fair use, and I am absolutely within my rights to do it. Most of the time, it doesn't result in a flag on the channel. In fact, I have only been flagged twice in 16 years, okay? But it only takes a few times, and they can not only demonetize your channel, but delete it. Okay, so that is the reason. It doesn't even matter that it's my music, because that music is on a record label and I share publishing on most of those. Additionally, it's super hard with Tryptophan Pterodactyl because that record label has gone out of business. So I can't even contact the record label ahead of time and say, hey guys, can you make sure that I win this dispute with YouTube, and write in there that Jason has permission to use the video. So sorry about that. But now you guys understand a little of what I go through. Let me tell you something else, just behind the scenes, that's crazy. I get flagged all the time for playing songs that are not those other songs. Winslow went through this. He wrote an original piece of music that was flagged, and I think for a time demonetized or blacked out from YouTube. That wasn't even the song. When we recorded The Way I Hurt Myself with John Lisi, part of that section of that song they flagged as being Tin Pan Alley by Stevie Ray Vaughan. It took 60 days to win that dispute. And here's the thing, even though it's clearly not that song and it's just blues chords, I didn't know if I was going to win that battle and take a flag. I took a risk, and I was like, I know I'm right. Hopefully they'll see I'm right. Hopefully the record label will either not respond, because if they don't respond within 60 days, I win the dispute, but the publishing company can. Okay, so it's messed up. All right, sorry about that. But I'm glad you like that song. It's in third position. You can figure it out. There is a couple of overblows in it, but anyway. Gianluigi Salvarola asked, ciao, Jason. Nessuna dormando solo tanti aguirre un grande abbraccio. Okay, bro. Even though I'm Italian, I don't know Italian. I don't know what you're saying, but I appreciate you. Grazie. Oh, Jace likes my headband. There was that one guy who didn't like it, right? Who got really upset about the headband. Just so you know, guys, I appreciate when you like stuff. When you don't, I'm probably not going to take fashion advice from people on Facebook and YouTube, but that's cool. Interesting. Bending is my nemesis. Yes, Lynn. I'm glad I got to your question, and I'm glad you're here. And thank you for being a Patreon patron. You guys are changing my life. And I'm extremely busy today. I have a gig tonight with Joe Crown, and Joe got COVID, and I still don't have another guy to replace Joe or girl, right? We don't have anybody. But here I am on YouTube answering your questions and not finding a musician because of Patreon. Okay, because you guys, like, just being totally real with you, you guys are paying the bills. So that means every single Friday, there's a free lesson for everybody. And the Patreon people get a little extra, not as much as I would like to do, but the more Patreon people that sign up, the more I'm going to be able to not have to do private lessons, and we'll be able to make videos just for Patreon. Okay. So it's, you guys are the best. Lynn, thank you so much. All the best from Serbia. You are the best. Thank you, Pedia. I don't feel like the best every day. Jace, rest in peace, Pat Ramsey. He's probably jamming with Big Walter, Sonny Boy, Paul Butterfield, with Little Walter and everybody. He's probably kicking their butts too. Dude, you got a lock doing its own thing. Yeah, right? Right? That one is totally like just rogue, right? Hank, what's up, baby? Colin Kirby, hey, I can do something, right? Yes, you can. Oh, I lost my place. Oh, Adam Gusso's here. Celebrities everywhere. Hamarj on YouTube. How about melodicas? You ever tried one? Never have, CK. Hank Shreve, shout out to Winslow. Jeff Boyer, after mastering 2-draw, sometimes I go to 8-draw and nothing comes out. Okay, so those notes up there are tricky because they're smaller reeds, so they get clogged easier, and it takes less air to play them, right? So you got to kind of play lighter up there. The other thing is that was sloppy. The other thing is a lot of us don't go up there that much. So a lot of times we're not used to keeping the harmonica working up there. So when we go up there, it doesn't work because we haven't been up there in a month. So yeah, you got to take them apart and clean them and tweak them and stuff like that. I know Adam Gusso puts a little extra action on there. I like that. That's good. I do that too on the notes I don't have to overdraw on, or at least I used to. All right. Let's see. What makes me angry, Jace? Jeez. Tampa, the Buccaneers and Buccaneers fans right now. I just recently got an Ottawa and didn't like it. I saw you playing a version of Sissy Strut. Sounded great. Any advice? Okay. David Passo with the Ottawa. I don't know which Ottawa you got. I'm going to jump down to the bottom and see if you're going to respond, okay? I'm waiting. If you go to my 2019 pedalboard video, I show you how I'm using it. Now, the other, like how I set it, like there's a certain way I put the sensitivity knobs all the way up. I have teased people for flip-flops before, but I'm wearing flip-flops right now, but not on stage. No flip-flops on stage, Hank, right? Don't do it, right? There's an exception to every rule. If Taj Mahal rocks some flip-flops, you know I wouldn't say nothing. But after I got to know him, I totally would. All right, but anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, Ottawa. Sensitivity. Okay, it wasn't the one that I have. Okay, David. All right. So like I put the sensitivity. If it's not the same one as mine, it won't help. Look, there's very few of them that I've found that work really good, but I found one that worked. Chris McCulloch is the one that turned me on to the Maxon. It's expensive, okay, but they don't ever really break, okay. And I've been using that for like 15 years or more. Okay. And it does help to have compression before it. And you absolutely have to turn the volume down on your mic before you use it, or it'll be too loud. Okay. I'm going to answer Gusso's question right now because he's special. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Adam. He took time with me when I was a kid. And man, I spent years listening to those Satan and Adam records. My favorite Satan and Adam record is Mother Mojo, the one in the middle. That one to me had a lot of the rawness of Harlem blues, but with a little bit of the production of Living on the River, but that middle road, Adam, that was the one, that Mother Mojo, not to mention the songs. The songs were hip. Adam asks, when somebody says, what harmonica should I start out with? What's your answer? Okay, Adam, this is what I tell them. Special 20 in C, right? It's got the plastic comb or the rocket, right? The plastic comb, the closed covers. It's easy on the lips. It bends pretty good, right? If it wasn't a Honer, I would probably say like the Harp Master from Suzuki would be another good one, right? Like, but that even when I was a Suzuki endorsee, I still told people off the record, hey man, get a special 20. It's just a standard thing, and you don't have to mess with the nails or the wood or anything. I just think it's easy. Okay, I got to go back to the questions in order. Hey, Theo Burke is in the house. All right, let's see. Doing my best to get through this. What's your opinion on the Honer Pentaharp? I like them. Okay, Theo, so I did do a video. I think you probably saw it. My opinion on the Pentaharp is it's a great learning tool. So what it teaches you is some cool ways to play the pentatonic scale, the minor pentatonic scale, and the blues scale. And then you can take those ideas, which are very easy to play on the Pentaharp, and figure out how to do them, which are a little harder on this. The problem that I have with tuned harmonicas is it always solves one problem, which is playing the pentatonic easier. You don't have to bend this note. You don't have to overblow that note. And then it creates other problems. If I want to go out of that scale, I now have to bend. If I want to go out of that particular chord, I now have to bend. I now have to overblow. So it's only good for a song that needs it to stay there, right? Now, Winslow has found some, and other guys, Ronnie Shellist, who's great, and other people have found ways to play the Pentaharp in different positions that give you stuff. But still, it helps for that, but you have to bend again if the chords change. Now, I play with a lot of musicians that sometimes we don't even know what chords we're going to play next. Okay. Somebody just does a chord and then we go. All right. We hear it and then we respond. So if I'm stuck in a tuning other than the standard Richter tuning, I have to think double hard about how to go there. So I'm not really into minor key harmonicas or tuned harmonicas of any kind. Okay. I don't have anything against them. And I love the way people like Brendan Power and Will Wild play on them. But I don't think it works for me because I'd rather just learn the music on one harmonica and deal with whatever problems that come with that, because that's the problem I'm going to deal with on that chord. And then if I tune the harmonica, I have that problem on another chord. So it doesn't make any sense to me to have them. The Pentaharp, though, is really good for learning, like basically like the same stuff we learn in first position. This harp was tuned to play that scale in the middle octave, just like the Pentaharp. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Now, from that first position tuning, I can do the same thing in any key if I know what I'm doing. In any scale or any position. So the pentaharp is really good for teaching you how to do that, and then just move that to different positions, different scales. Learn the scale, and then learn 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3. Any mathematical combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and you got it right. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I think of the pentaharp, Theo. I think it's a good learning tool. And I think some people are killing it on it too. I mean, they're killing it, man. I still think it's a great instrument, right? Whatever you want to do to get the job done, I don't have anything against it. I'm just talking about me. You asked me what I think of it. I think other people are killing on it, but I wouldn't want to use that harmonica to play a gig on, right? Okay. All right, Hank Shreve says, been messing with the chromatic much these days, bro. Nah, man, I'm going to leave that to you and Dennis and Winslow. Man, I can't get past that double C, man. That's 20, 30, 35 years of playing harmonica. I played chromatic more when I started than I do now. I am going to do one chromatic song. If I ever do another record with Joe Crown, I got a song. I'm going to recut Cutting with the Button. All right. But bro, dude, you're definitely one of my favorite blues chromatic players, Hank. If you're still here, bro, dude, thanks for doing that. I was listening to Dennis today with Nick Moss. Man, just killing it, dude. Like, probably two more. Okay, I think that was the last one. Yeah, I was listening to Dennis today, just killing it. Anyway, what's my favorite genre to play and listen to? Okay, my favorite genre of music, if I had to pick one, is jazz. All right, I just love listening to jazz, but like that's a big category. So like I like mostly 50s bebop, but I do like a lot of the organ trio stuff. So right now, like because I'm working with Joe and also with the bad kind, I like the kind of bluesy jazz. But what I actually want to listen to most of the time is like 50s bebop. But I also listen to a lot of New Orleans funk. So like Vodakovich and Galactic and Bonorama, right? And Anders and anything that's like New Orleans funk, I'm going to listen to that a lot. All right. So I just turn on WWOZ, guys. WWOZ, you can put it on too. It's our radio station. I listen to whatever they play. They play blues, jazz, funk. That's my jam. I don't even need a record collection. I just let the record collection over at OZ in the French Quarter pick out what I'm going to hear all day. All right. All right. Paul says, hi from Ontario, Canada. What's up? Where we're headed for another lockdown. Sorry, man. I added your new album to my year and best of list. Really great record. Dude, thank you, bro. Thank you for putting us on your list. Okay, there's the melodica question. Hank's shouting out to Winslow. Okay, there's that. All right, what makes you angry? Man, I am really behind. There's the Ottawa question. Who's on stage? Oh, Gusso. Okay. The gang's all here. Yeah, you are. Man, we got a lot of people here today. That's pretty good. Kirby says copyright and publishing is a big problem. Yeah, my dad lost a fortune back in the 60s. Sorry to hear that, man. Oh, thanks, Colin. Yeah, they're looking good. Yeah. Celebrating Butterfield's birthday today. Yeah, man. That's what's up, dude. Yeah, man. I forgot to mention that. That's right. I saw that this morning. That's so cool. Hi, Jason. What's the best alternative for the minor pentatonic on the second octave without overblowing in second position? Oh, my God. Oh, man. What a hard thing, right? So you'd have to go from 6 blow to 7 blow to 8 blow to 9 draw to 9 blow. Little Walter on Mellow Down Easy went up there and never hit any of the like major thirds. I can't do it. He knew what he was doing, man. He went up there and did that alternative, right? Yeah. So, you just got to skip over those notes, right? Or if the song's not in minor, right, you could go up Mixolydian or which would be cool. That's what Popper does. If it's minor and you want to go up there, your best bet is to play it in third or fourth or fifth, right? Okay. Aaron De La Cruz. Hi, Jason. What's the best? Oh, that's the same. That's the question I just answered. Okay. Winslow, for Cajun, two great authentic harmonica players in the style are Jerry DeViller, probably, yeah, DeVillay, probably. Winslow will know how to pronounce it, has some CD-based lessons, and Isom Fontenot, who recorded for Folkways and also has some videos on YouTube. You guys, listen, if you have any questions about stuff, like just ask Winslow too, right? Like I've been after Winslow to create a YouTube channel, right? But like Winslow is so thorough. You're so thorough, bro, that he doesn't know how to really do the YouTube thing because you gotta just make the video. But Winslow knows everything. He's a human computer of harmonica and music and cultural information, historical things. Okay. Yeah, I get angry at flip-flops. Oh, all right. Yeah, I love the car vids from Adam Gusso, definitely. All right. All right. Gary said, wait, I lost my place. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I got lost here. Oh, man. Okay. Cool, James. My man. MOSFET 51. Hank Shreve doing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Zoom multi-guitar effect. It does so much. Would use similar. I haven't used any of the Zoom effects. CK. Yeah, Adam's great. We know Adam Gusso. You are my favorite harmonica player. Yeah. Thanks, Colin. Okay. Winslow says, read the H draw. It's not just breathing lighter. Also, get rid of any feeling of suction, which will blank out the high draw notes. Okay. Which blues songs, in your opinion, are must to know? Jimmy Reed stuff. Which I don't know all of it, but Jimmy Reed's good. A couple of Little Walter songs, probably good to know if you're a harmonica player. Sweet Home Chicago. If you just learn the root notes of a 1, a 4, and a 5 chord change, you basically learn most of the blues songs. So it's not really about learning all the licks as much as it's learning about what notes work on each chord. And once you listen to Little Walter and those guys, you'll realize that they knew what notes to hit on any chord, right? Like, for example, there's 2 takes of Juke. The second one doesn't even go, it doesn't even do that. So Little Walter wasn't playing a song. Like, he wasn't playing certain notes at certain times. He was improvising all the time. So the song is called Juke, but it could have been called Shuffle in E because every time he played it different. Now, after it was recorded, he may have, we don't know, he may have imitated himself and played parts of it the same or sections of it the same. I doubt he did the whole thing the same ever. It's really not the spirit of this music to do things exactly the same every time. That's only something that has come up since like the 70s, when a lot of white people started recreating blues like note for note. Now there are guys that do that of any color and stuff, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to do that. It's good to learn songs note for note, to feel how it feels to play it the original way. But if you want your own voice, it's better to learn how to play what sounds good. One of the ways to learn that is to figure out what notes are in the chord, what are some good scales, what were these guys doing and why on these different chords, okay? That's my answer to that. Thank you, Gene. Good question, too. To be honest, Jay, I use Lee Oscars mostly, but must admit the new Pentaharp is very much easier. That's okay. Whatever you're doing. What key was the sneeze? F sharp minor. Winslow, Pentaharp, 10th position is very flexible. Draw 1 or 4 as the home note. Okay, cool. The sneezing was in the key of Z. Oh, Kelly. Sorry, I stand corrected. Gree, gumbo, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, that's cool. I like into funky jazz at times. This is how behind I am. All right, hopefully I'm going to catch up. Hugs from Brazil. Okay, David Paso says, working hard on getting you to Milwaukee, bro. Thank you. Talked with Tina. Oh my God, you are working hard and trying to do my best. More people need to see your talent, man. It's been a long time since I've been to Milwaukee. Last time was with Spa, LD Miller, Dennis Grunling, Winslow Yerxa, maybe Chris McCulloch, right? I can't remember. That was the last time in Milwaukee, was the Harp blowout that I used to run for Spa. Thank you from the Ukraine. What's your best advice for how to overblow? Okay, so I'm going to go with what Adam taught. Adam Gusso is the one who taught me how to overblow. Okay, I think Adam learned it from William Gallison. William learned it from Howard. I wasn't interested in overblowing until I heard Adam. So guys, we're talking like 91, 92. Okay, right around that area. Maybe more me getting to know Adam around 96, 97. Okay, around there. Okay. But that's when I first started hanging out with him. But like, I heard those guys, I heard Adam playing, in particular, the 6 overblow. Or there's a very good Gusso lick. So I liked it. I heard that it was blues because it's a flat third. I could hear that it was a blue note. And that was the first time I realized that overblowing is good for blues, was because of Satan and Adam Gusso. And I realized it wasn't just a jazz thing for playing weird stuff or playing, all chromatically up and down the thing, that you could play good blues with it. And I really wanted it. In particular, I heard him playing Watermelon Man, and I wanted to be able to do that song. And I heard him doing it, but he just sounded so good and so jazzy, and I just wanted it. So I asked him, and he said, okay, draw the note, Jason, and then bend it. And then keep your mouth in the same position as the bend note, and then just exhale. So here's my tongue, draw. And now I'm just going to reverse the air, keeping my tongue in the same position. Right? Can't get the one. Don't want it either. So that's how I overblow. Now there are some other videos on YouTube. It's okay, guys. Come on in. there's some other videos on YouTube that talk about overblowing in a completely different way than that I think are successful at getting other people to overblow that don't do well with the draw, bend, exhale thing. And they talk about playing like the sixth blow and then like almost like blow bending, like forcing the air down into the draw reed. So that's worked to get some of my students to overblow where Adam's technique, which worked for me, hasn't. The other thing I will add is that I think it's easier at first to hit an overblow coming from a draw note. So I would hear Adam would play. On the 4 chord. So you're getting that flatted third on C right there, going up to the major third, which is very jazzy. And then basically completing like a 7th chord arpeggio with a little chromaticism. Sticking harmonica. Anyway, I got to clean these before the gig tonight. I don't know when I'm going to get the time to do that. So yeah, it's coming underneath from the draw note, going a draw note up to the overblow. In the beginning, that's the only way I hit them. Okay. That was my pretty bad Adam Gusso imitation. Okay. But man, I just love the way he swings. All right, Adam, just like he'll put like that one lick I did. That well, I don't know, but yeah, just bouncy, ahead, on, behind. Adam's got some of the best time I've ever heard. Another guy I really like for swing is Sugar Ray Norsha. He swings in a totally different way than Adam. It's much more urgent. Sometimes like his work on the Jimmy Rogers album, that's like some of my favorite harmonica ever behind Jimmy Rogers, right? Was that Sugar Ray Norsha stuff. Man, he's a really, really underrated player. I'm telling you, I've heard him do Don't Get Around Much, the Ellington way and the Big Walter Horton way, and both of them were brilliant. Aaron says, okay, oh wait, back to Makalaka Oxy says, hi Jay, what's your approach on playing blues in positions other than the regular ones and still sound credible? Okay, well, I only play blues really in first, second, and third. Okay, so I don't really do much in fifth or fourth. And when I play in fifth or fourth, I'm not playing blues, right? Or if I'm playing in 12th, I'm usually not doing blues. Now, Dennis does some blues in 12th. Howard does blues in 12th. Okay, I don't really do that. So, other than the regular ones, like first, third, and stuff, I don't really do it. So that would be a good question for Winslow, who would probably do it, right? But I don't know, man. Like all the blue notes are there in second position. They're all mostly there in they're all there in third, and a lot of them are there, especially in the top octave, in first. So I'm looking for those, right? And, of course you can get that stuff in fourth and fifth too. It's just, it doesn't sound as cool to me, right? You don't get the chords that you get in those other positions. Arvin De La Cruz said, I just saw a neuroscientist explaining how practicing with a metronome enhances the brain's plasticity more. Yeah, baby. Did you spend an insane amount of practice with the metronome when you were starting out? I wouldn't say I spent an insane amount. I would say I would check my time with it occasionally, and it was always off. But here's the thing about me, guys. See, I got a tempo going right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will keep that tempo going for an entire conversation. Sometimes a day. I just have 1, 2, 3, 4. That tempo becomes my day. So like I'll have a day where I just constantly have a beat going. Call it nervous energy, bipolar disorder, whatever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So now I'm not a metronome, so it's probably imperfect, but I always got a beat going. Always. I'm always feeling some tempo in whether it's in a conversation or we're jamming or we're in a song, right? 1, 2, 3. Not very fast, though. I don't go 1, 2, 3, 4. What? I don't have tempos like this going very often. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do that for the rest of this YouTube. Here we go. Somebody said, oh yeah, let's see where we go. Still got to have that cup of coffee, bro. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Serious question. Will there ever be a rematch between you and Adam Gusso? I hope so. We don't live that far apart. He's in Mississippi. I'm in Louisiana. I should just go up there. There's just not that many gigs. Nobody wants to hire me in Oxford. It's still hard to tour, right, in the United States, but that's no excuse. I could have gone up there before and I didn't. I just have to find a gig up there so I can make it financially possible to go up there and mess with Adam. Peja says, I think the same. Little Walter never play his songs. Oh, it sucks. Never play the songs the same all the time. He improvised. I like it. Sorry if my English is not so good. Dude, I totally understand you. Somebody said, hey, Kate, do you learn as much or more from listening to guitar players? I'm learning a lot listening to Blind Blake and Reverend Gary Davis and playing stuff like Hesitation Blues. Yeah, I mean, it's all just music, right? Sometimes, like, I'll listen to a guitar or a sax, and I try to pretend it's a harmonica, like a really good sounding or different sounding harmonica. And then that way I can kind of hear, like, whether or not it's a blow 5 or a draw 5 or a 6 overblow or whatever it is, whatever position I would play it in. Sometimes that helps me, like, if I'm listening to other instruments, to be able to do it. I just sort of pretend it's a harmonica. Jay says, who's your wife's favorite guitarist and singer and songwriter? She's not here. I'll ask her when she comes back in the room. Well, I lost my place. Here we go. Let's see. Bill Crosby says, I've been replaying Let's Play Pretty and 12-Bar Blues Minor Pentatonic over and over again. Love those 2 vids. What other vids do you recommend as important for novices? Okay, all the root note stuff. The video I just made on the major triads and like how to improvise by like just playing one of those 3 notes. You can play one of those 3 notes on the first chord over all 3 of those chords. Okay, so, but if you learn 3 notes that are in each chord of a blues, total of 9 notes, you can play any one of those at any time or all 3 of them. And then it's just a matter of adding 6s and 7s. So anyway, in short, that's good, right? But yeah, I like that one. I like my one on minor pentatonic. By the way, I wonder if anybody put me to a metronome. How accurate is this beat since when I started 5 minutes ago? All right. Is it annoying? I could stop it. Morning, Jay. I just woke up. What's up, Mal? Hey, bro. Longtime student, Mal, harmonica player from Australia. Those 2 overblow learning methods are the ones I teach. Okay, Winslow. Good. Good to know. That talking about a beat. Oh, I noticed you always have one going. Yes. You are a human metronome. I don't know about that. I'm definitely a rhythmic person. Tuning in, I'm late. What's up from Montana? What's up, Montana? All right. Hello, Jason. Is it possible and would you recommend to learn blow bends using a good harmonica right out of the box? Absolutely. You don't need a customized one. I learned how to overblow on out-of-the-box marine bands, right? They were terrible when I learned. Kick flip or heel flip? Kick flip all day. Less chance of it rocketing and getting the credit card, right? But if you are going to heel flip, you need to look to Neen, right? Neen Williams. Thanks for your last album. Cool. Maybe you're going on collaboration with other musicians in the future. Man, I sure hope so. That's my favorite thing about music. Gary Sellers asks, you don't need a custom harp for that. That's just my opinion. Yeah, he's right. Funk harmonica players to learn from. Okay, man, I don't know, man. You know, like funk harmonica, there, my beat just left. I got serious. Let's put it back. All right. Funk harmonica players, man, there really isn't any funk harmonica players yet. The closest thing is Lee Oscar because he was the closest thing to being in a funk band, which was War, which is very, very heavy music. Yeah, I would say that. How do I know if I'm swinging? I think I am, but not sure. Great question. If you watched my swing video, the best way to know if you're swinging is to play it without swinging. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right on the beat. Right on the beat. If you want to swing it, say you want to play a little ahead and a little behind, you just mess with right on the beat. Right on the beat. Now I'll mess with it. Right on the beat. Right on the beat. Right on the beat. Right on the beat. Now I'll rush it. Right on the beat. Right on the beat. Right on the beat. I'm trying not to change my tempo. Okay, so if you to learn how to swing, learn how not to swing. Okay, most people don't have, including me, don't have the beat perfect. If you can get the beat perfect, you can. See, I slow down. You can swing. You can swing. You can swing. You can swing. Right? You can mess with it, but you need to have the beat perfect. So just learn it the most boring, standard way. Don't put any flavor on it at all. And then once you get sick of doing that, you will want to change that. And you will be able to hear how you are changing it, whether you're behind or on time. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully that helps. Any plans for another harmonica collective in NOLA? Yeah. Well, it would always be with Winslow. I don't know if we can afford it. This pandemic thing is destroying everything. All right. This thing's not over. There was no roaring 20s. All right. It didn't happen. All right. I don't know when it's going to happen. Half the clubs are closed for good forever. Okay. So, I don't know. Definitely won't be a collective probably next year. Right. Hopefully we'll do another one. It will always be with Winslow, no matter what. Best thing for the funk harp for me is listening to the JBs. I'll have to check that out. I just heard a siren. Yes, New Orleans sirens. Okay, I stopped my beat. Does Vestaire like harmonica sounds? He's getting used to it. Clayton James says, thanks, Jason. What's up, bro? Not too much, bro. How you doing? I got a gig tonight. My B3 player got COVID. Jay, how many hours do you think Howard Levy practiced to get that good? Okay, I'll tell you what. Infinite. I mean, thousands. Because I've been around Howard and he never stops practicing. like everybody else is eating food and like talking to each other and like asking like, hey, how you been? How's your family? And Howard's in the corner playing, right? Nonstop. Okay. The guy doesn't stop. Damn, I got stuck on a phone call and missed most of this. That's okay, Travis. You can come back to it. Okay, guys. Well, I made it through almost all the questions. If I missed you, look, I'll give it another 5 minutes. All right, it's 4:05 now. I'll give it another 5-10 minutes. If I missed you, please retype your question down at the bottom now that I'm all caught up. It's been crazy fun. Look, crazy fun, awesome. Just wrote that, right? That's his screen name. Love you too, Kelly. Appreciate it, man. All right. Hey, from France, what's up? Oh, I can't really play Irish music. I'm not very good at it. Thanks, Lynn. Me too. We're working on it. Man, don't get me started, CK. Jeff Boyer, thank you. This was great. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Shane, do you have any advice for being a better accompaniment player? Yeah, definitely. Learn the root notes, learn the third, and learn the fifth. Play notes that are supportive of the melody of the chords. Learn what the band is doing. If it's a 1-4-5, learn what a 1-4-5 is. Once you learn what a 1 is, learn what the third of 1 is and the fifth of 1 is. Once you learn what a 4 is, learn what the third of 4 is and the fifth of 1 is. Later add a 7th, and always remember when you're accompanying, turn the volume down a little bit lower than you think it should be. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Let's see, Jace. Let's see. Oh, now a bunch of questions coming in. Okay, there's that. If there's any rock guitarists that you would like to work with, who would you want to work with? I'm going to go with Warren Haynes on that, or Derek Trucks. I don't know if you'd call them rock guitar players, but I'll go with that. I've been wanting to ask this for a while. What do you think of Danzig? Would you think about your version of I Turned Into a Martian? You know, man, I was hoping, Travis, that at some point he would hear that and write me, because I think it's pretty cool. It's like a blues version of a punk song. I was hoping that he would see it, but I think he would like it, right? Yeah, the vape is serious. All right. Mal, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Mal. Let's see. Now I got lost. Oh, yeah. Okay. Where we go. Jason, you told about overblow on 4, 5, and 6. What are the techniques to do that on 1, 2, and 3? Okay, you don't have to do it on 2 and 3 because you can get those notes by bending, right? So the 2 overblow is the same as the 3 double, is the same as the 3 overblow would be, it's the same as the 4 blow. So you wouldn't really want to overblow 2 or 3 unless you wanted to do some weird harmonic Brendan Power tuned harmonica things on a regular harmonica. I'm sure Howard has reasons why he does it, but the 1 overblow I really don't use because I'd have to set my harp up so tight that I couldn't go. And I really like doing that, so I'm not gonna really do it. I like to play harder down there, so I keep the action a little higher than it needs to be for the 1 overblow. What about the beatbox harmonica players? They get all the hits on YouTube. I'll tell you that. They got like 1 million hits, you know. Yeah, I'm with you, Gary. I'm with you, bro. Well, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Like for funk, if beatbox is really the way to go, right? You want to leave some space there. You don't want to be you got the rest of the band, right? Maybe if you're playing funk by yourself, right? Ultimate Thief, Gary Seller. Oh, he's addressing that. Okay. Travis Townsend is such a badass version. I think you would totally love your version. Thank you, bro. Kyle says suggestions on where to find other harp players. Gosh, anywhere, YouTube. Just all those, learn all the 50s guys, like and beyond. But before that, too, all of those guys. Talk to Joe Falisco. He knows everybody. Winslow knows everybody. simple Google search of harmonica players will help you out. Some of my favorites are I like Winslow. I like Hank Shreve, who's on here. Adam Gusso. I'm talking about living guys. Paul Linden, I think, is one of the most underrated players of all time. Howard Levy. Obviously, if you go to the deceased guys, William Clark, Paul DeLay, incredible, one of the greatest evers, right? All those guys, right? Gary Primich, incredible. Touring Europe in the near future. Yes, I have some dates for next year. I think I'm going to cancel them because if somebody tests positive for COVID, even if they're vaccinated, which we all are, all right, but everybody I know is testing positive while vaccinated, all right, everybody. Okay, so that means the whole tour is canceled. So that means I have to cover my plane ticket and I have to pay for everybody to stay in a hotel for 14 days while we quarantine before we can fly home. So I'm canceling Europe. All right. I'm just letting you guys know you're the first to hear it. I haven't even told my agent. You popped up in my sidebar just now. I think I was watching some videos of yours. Oh, my man. Crazy Foot. Awesome. That's what's up, bro. They sure do get all the hits. Yeah, those guys do get all the hits. Gary Sellers asks, Jay, Howard does overblow that note on 3 blow, like you say. I started a video he did, but it's 4 blow, so you don't need it. Yeah, right. But he's got some crazy reason why he does it, and it probably makes perfect sense. Hi, Jason. Come to Greece. I would love to. Oh, man. Thank you, bro. Yeah, Norton Buffalo, too. Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah, Hank. You are amazing, sir. Jace, are you planning to come to tour Australia? I'm not even allowed in Australia, Jace. I'm not even allowed because of a felony. All right. I need a pardon from the Queen. Yep. Thanks for this, bro. I always love you learning these YouTube videos live. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Travis. Panboy says, thanks for taking the time to chat with your fans. Toulouse. Oh, there's a New Orleans name. Coming to France. All right. Or that's a French name. I'd love to come back to France. Hopefully I'll see you when all this craziness is over. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's my pleasure. I'm going to go find out who's playing for me tonight. Thank you guys so much. Check out my Patreon page. All right. Sign up, become a Patreon patron. It's as low as $1 a month. That's 25 cents a lesson if you break it down. Every now and then I put up a few extra videos just for Patreon people. Shout out to Blue Moon Harmonicas, Tom Halchak, Honer Harmonicas, Harp Gear Amplifiers in Lone Wolf Blues Company, making the best in microphones, pedals, amplifiers, everything. Not so much amps anymore, but everything else, okay? Lone Wolf, Blue Moon, Honer Harmonicas, Tom Halchak, Harp Gear Amplifiers, all of my sponsors, most importantly, Patreon. Thank you, patrons. You're the reason I'm here today. So all of you people that are not Patreon patrons, that's okay, but you have Patreon patrons to thank for today, because if I didn't have to be here, I wouldn't be here today. Most of the time, I love being here, but today I got a ton of stuff to do, which is why I want to go, but I don't let my promises go uncompleted. And Patreon, I promised you a video every Friday for $1 a month or more. You guys are the best. I'm always going to come through unless I'm sick or in the hospital or something terrible. God bless you all. I appreciate everybody here. You guys are amazing. Thanks for making this. Those were the best questions. I had a ton of fun. Special thanks to Hank Shreve, Winslow, Adam Gusso, 3 of my favorite harmonica players in the world. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day. I'm ending the stream. Meow.